Welcome back, guys. My name is Abutorab and I'm the founder of Abu Educates, a 5-figure company which helps thousands of students in their education by aiding them to get the best possible grades. I'm about to be a second-year biomedical student, having achieved the first class in my first year while self-funding my university degree. I'm here to educate the people and to bring you along with me in this journey, my ups and downs, my failures and successes, and every other aspect of my life. If you're interested, then feel free to embark with me on this amazing adventure. Okay, so welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you're doing well. So basically today, right now, I'm currently at work and I've really been busy kind of like the past 1 month since exams finished and everything, because my workload has been really high, and I wanted to make a video about how I'm actually managing to do around roughly 60 hours of work every week, and some weeks is even more than that, and some weeks it's a little bit less than that. So again, it just varies depending on the company and all sorts of stuff. And yeah, I already mentioned in the previous videos, you guys can check them out. Links will be down there in the description below. But today I kind of wanted to talk about how I'm able to balance all other aspects in my life while also doing 60 hours a week, which is roughly 8 to 9 hours a day, which is quite a lot if I'm being honest, and basically share some of the tips that I would in this case, and how, you know, everything is going around. Now guys, the first tip that I wanted to mention actually is opportunities. Now, taking opportunities is very important, and right now, as I said, I'm currently at work, so I'm actually getting paid for this time and I still get to make a YouTube video. And again, different people's jobs are different, but one thing to keep in mind is that you can always look for opportunities regardless of what you're doing. And this, for example, like whenever I'm tutoring for my own company and I'm tutoring online and stuff like that, I can use that time to multitask and perhaps make a few posters. At the same time, I can, you know, email some people, message some people, and all of that. It is pretty hard because, you know, you're multitasking and you're speaking to students and at the same time you're doing so many things. But that's sort of a skill that you learn over time anyway, but it's actually getting used to, you know, using all of the opportunities around you. So for example, just like right now I'm working and actually making a video at the same time, that's an opportunity. Now another example I'll give you, for example, let's say you're working in some sort of food company. The opportunity that you can take there is that, for example, you would go and work, and then at the same time, for example, you can get the free food from the food company, and you use that as an opportunity so you can get the free food, eat, and that way you're not wasting that time that you would by going home and preparing food and eating food or ordering food. So that's another way of you taking opportunities from whatever job you're doing. So whatever is a food company, or let's say an opportunity where you work in a company like a clothing company where you can get like 30% off. So using your opportunities wisely will help you a lot with your time, with your expenses, and overall it will make a big difference to your life in the long term, because you've used every opportunity that you got in the right way to make sure that you earn something from it. So taking care of your opportunities, especially those around you, is definitely one of the key management tips that I would be giving. Now, one thing that I did want to talk about is basically sacrifices. Now, in general, especially when I'm working like 60 hours a week, there's going to be times where I sacrifice a lot of things. For example, I'll have to sacrifice that one extra time I would spend 20 minutes, 30 minutes watching an anime, watching some YouTube videos. I would have to sacrifice that time. So sometimes if I'm going to go out with my mates, go get a dessert, go get some milkshakes, go get something to eat, I'm going to have to sacrifice that, because it's normal for me to sacrifice that in order for me to focus on something that right now might be more important for me. So obviously when, let's say, exams are coming up and you have 2 weeks left until exams, you're going to have to sacrifice some family time, some friend time. You have to be quicker when you go to the masjid to pray. You have to be quicker when you go to the toilet. You have to be quicker when you're eating, because you're trying to save that extra bit of time. And sometimes making the sacrifices is not easy, but the way I like to see it is that sacrifices normally are, in general, they're like temporary. Like for example, if I'm not eating with my friends today, then it's fine, I can try and arrange something next month, maybe when I'm a bit more free. So during exam season, during this holiday season, which is the time where I really need to put all of those hours at work so that I can earn the money, pay for uni or whatever it is, I gotta make those sacrifices. So again, sacrifices, it does depend on different people and, you know, the sort of different goals that people have. So if you're one of those people who've got those huge ambitions and you realize that that, you know what, I need to work that many hours, or I need to put my head down because I've got exams, or I'm trying to write a book, whatever it is, sacrifices need to be made, and it all depends on different people. So again, know what to sacrifice, and just kind of take your time, but again, sacrifices do have to be made. Now, one thing that I would like to say is discipline over motivation, 100%. Now, the amount of times that I've used motivation for Arabic, guys, like, is actually insane. So many times what happens is that we use like motivation to let us kind of go and do stuff. We need some motivation to go to the gym and do this and do that, start Arabic, whatever it is. But what happens with motivation is that motivation, one, it fluctuates a lot, and another thing is that it goes down pretty fast. So one thing that I would personally say is that usually I use motivation to kind of start myself to do something. So my motivation is, I want to learn Arabic, I want to be fluent in it, I want to understand the Quran better. So that's my motivation. But then when you start, that sort of mentality and motivation is not going to be there all the time. So what you need to do is you need to discipline yourself to be in a position where you can actually like come in and do it every single day, every single week, that specific time. When it comes to work, you're not always like motivated and you're like, oh wow, I'm gonna go to work. Today's like the 500th day of me tutoring. I'm so excited. It's not like that. Usually what happens is that when you first go to work, I feel like everyone's like pretty like excited and happy, like, whoa, I'm starting a job, I'm gonna get paid some money. But then eventually once the work becomes something that you do every single day, in my case, like for the past 1 year, it has been literally every single day, and in the past 3.5 years basically, I've just been tutoring all the time. So it's like every time I tutor, it's not like a new experience, if that makes sense. I'm not like, whoa, I'm about to be doing some tutoring, even though I do it like sometimes 10 hours a day. It's not like that. So discipline is when you tell yourself, you know what, this is the time where I need to focus, I need to get the work done, and it is what it is. I gotta sit down. I promised my students I'm gonna do this, and therefore I'm going to do it. Sit down and just literally do it. Now again, 60+ hours a week of work sometimes is pretty a lot, and even like 40 hours, 50 hours, different people think different amount of times is a lot for them. And one advice I would say that I personally do when I feel like the workload is a lot is I take like small frequent breaks. So that is to drink some water, get something to eat, or just take your mind off the work, or usually just do some Quran revision or some hadith revision, or just do something like go on your social media, check up some stuff, speak to some people. Take frequent breaks to kind of get your mind off that that constant workload that you have in your head. To kind of get rid of that anxiety and stress, I would just take frequent breaks, even if it's like a 1-minute break or 30 seconds where you do some adhkar and get some good deeds and just relax, like just sit down and just relax, look at what's in front of you, enjoy the view. That is one tip that I would 100% give, especially when you're doing long hours. Try to get your mind off, like for little frequent breaks that energizes you, and basically it's kind of like a power nap. So it makes you feel better, and it gives you that time to relax, and then you're back to work focused, nice and strong. Now for the last tip, guys, what I would say is to look forward into your future. Now this is one of the things that I usually do, and it kind of like it also relates back to like motivation and stuff like that. But usually what I do is that whenever I think about the time of me working, I would say, you know what, tomorrow is, I got 10 hours this, should I do this extra thing, should I get some extra revision in, should I put an extra customer in my and client in my schedule, should I, is it worth it? But then I say to myself, if I wouldn't put that client in or the customer, if I didn't do the extra 1 hour, would I actually use it like wisely? Would I actually do something that will benefit me in the future? And if not, then I might as well just take that client and customer in and tutor them and help them, and perhaps they can become something big in the future, and they can help so many people, and hopefully that will not only do benefit to a person in this life, but inshallah maybe I can get some good deeds as well for the hereafter. Like that's the sort of thing that I think about, like, you know what, maybe if I put that extra 1 hour in today or tomorrow or from yesterday, if I do it, you know what, it was worth it. You know what, inshallah it'll be worth it. I might as well do that rather than, you know, just spending time, that 1 hour, probably watching YouTube, wasting time scrolling endlessly on social media and not really do much benefit. And maybe in the future I might look back and actually regret that. And you know, that's something that a lot of people don't want to do, and I'm pretty sure like people don't really want to regret a lot of the things that they do in the past. So I say to myself, look forward into the future and think that what sort of benefit will this extra few hours do? Will it actually do more benefit, or are you just going to spend these extra few hours doing basically nothing and wasting time and procrastinating? So that's something that I do say to myself, you know what, maybe in 5 years time you'll have this many students who have graduated and are now doctors and dentists and this and that. It's worth it to put that extra few hours in and work really hard and all sorts of stuff. So that's basically my actual sort of mindset, especially when it comes to like how I work all of these hours, sometimes every week, to basically keep myself going. But anyway guys, that is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and most importantly guys, I hope you guys benefited from the video, alhamdulillah. And honestly, like sometimes like working so hard, like all these hours, sometimes it might actually not be worth it. Like, you know, maybe spending time with family, friends, and you know, doing other stuff like Quran revision, all sorts of stuff are probably more important. But that's why I say try to be flexible, try to find something that works best for you. 60 hours, 70 hours, 40 hours, 20 hours, whatever personally works best for you. And as I said, different people are different. But alhamdulillah, you know, sometimes it does get tough, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but you know, it is what it is, with family, friends, so many things going on in life, and then work, and then uni, so many worries. But you know, alhamdulillah, you know, it's all part of the test. And you know, alhamdulillah, and whoever puts the trust in Allah, then Allah will be sufficient for them. So just keep that in mind. That's one of the verses in Surah Talaq, chapter 65, verse 3. I like to think about that verse, and I like to sometimes reflect on the verse and think, you know what, alhamdulillah, just put your trust in Allah, put that effort in, make sure you put all of that stuff in, and inshallah, hopefully it will pay off. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys liked the video, and inshallah, if you found it beneficial, share it out. And also check my socials somewhere down on the screen and in the links in the description below. If you guys want to be updated by my company, Abu Educates, you'll see everything on Instagram, Twitter, literally every social media. We're all over. And if you want to check my own personal stuff, all links will be down there in the description below. So I hope you guys benefited. Inshallah, I will see you in my next video. Take care, and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.